Hello and welcome to Python Projects. In this section we will be writing a Windows scheduling service in Python. We will collect data from the web. We will then transform the data into HTML and then we will email the HTML to ourselves. We will schedule this process, the process of collecting data, saving it as HTML and emailing it. So we will schedule it at a specified time interval, and in the end we will turn the whole thing into a Windows service written in Python, so the entire process will be automated. In order to get data, we will be reusing the code from the previous section, live data from the NOAA weather service. After that, we will be saving it in. We are using the URL of weather.gov, and we are passing in the station ID. In this case, it's again the station ID from Los Angeles International Airport, LAX. So we are building our URL. We are opening the URL, we are getting back a request, we are reading the response of the request, and then we decode it. This gives us the content in XML format, and we are using the E3 element tree in order to decode the XML. After that, we are looping through our dictionary because we are only interested in certain data. We don't want to have the entire dictionary, we just want the data we are interested in. And that's from the previous section, from the previous video. These are the data elements we are interested in. So we're passing in the dictionary, and while looping through down here, we are filling in the keys with their values, with the actual data information. So then we also get the URL base for the icon and the icon name. So in this video, we are also displaying the icon. We didn't do that in the previous video. So now if we run the code, we get the following result. This is our data. Los Angeles International Airport, 11:53 p.m. Temperature Celsius, temperature Fahrenheit, weather. And here's our icon URL, which we'll be using later. So again, this is the exact same data we get when we look at the actual website from Los Angeles, from the NOAA weather service. So it's the same data, we are getting it programmatically using Python. This is the module that turns our data dictionary into HTML. So first what we're doing is we are importing the getWeatherData module and the getWeatherData function within that module. And then we're calling it still with Los Angeles International Airport. And basically that is calling what we just looked at, this module here, and we're getting back the dictionary and the icon URL. So once we have those two things, we are passing it into our new function, create HTML report, and we also give it a name. This is a name the HTML will be written to, the name of the file. So in here in create HTML report, we are expecting a dictionary with data, a URL to the icon, and the name of the HTML file. So we're opening the HTML file in write mode, and the first thing we do is we have a table row and table detail, and we are passing in the current date and time, and we format it as year, month, date, hour, minute, second. Then we close table detail row. And next, here's our icon URL, so the source will become the icon URL. After that, we give it a title called weather data, we make that bold, and also we make the color blue. Next comes the real data of the weather data. So we create an HTML table, we loop through our dictionary, passing in for each line the key and the value of the dictionary. So the key is the name and the value is the data. And then after this loop, we are closing the table. So when we now run it, watch down here, it's going to turn red while it's running. So it's running and it's done already. So we don't have any other output in the console down here. But what we have is we have created an HTML file, which is test email HTML. That's what we called it, test email file HTML, this guy here. So we just created this by running this code, and we can look it up in the browser, dragging it into Chrome, and this is what we get back. So this is the weather data, here's our timestamp, here's the icon, and this is the data we get from the dictionary. And again, it's the same as the one on the official website. It's the same data and the same icon in this case.